What's up, guys? So here are my picks for UFC on ESPN, Silva versus Hall. But before I get into my predictions, I just need to talk about. I'm just gonna talk about real quick about last week's events, which was an amazing event. Not just an amazing event as far as fights, but the best event of results for me this year. I hit out of the 12 fights, I got 10 of them correct, one of them wrong, and one of them was a draw. And I'm just going to talk about the main event and then the one that I got wrong real quick. So I don't want to waste too much time on it. I posted my video where you can see my results on Topology, but I didn't really give a breakdown. So yeah, I mean, Khabib and Gaethje, I picked that one semi-perfect. So I picked Khabib to win by submission round 3. He won by submission round 2, but just what a monster Khabib is. I really hope, I understand his reasons for retiring, but I really hope we get to see Khabib versus Tony, and so that he retires with that 30-0, because I think Khabib would destroy Tony. I thought Gaethje would give him his toughest fight, but it wasn't really his toughest fight. Was, I guess, if you get technical, would be Connor, Quinta, kinda, and then Gleison Tibau, or maybe Gleison Tibau would be his toughest fight. But yeah, Gaethje had nothing, even all round 1. That it was a stand-up fight for like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Gaethje didn't really do what I thought he would if he was able to keep the fight standing. So for sure that surprised me. But then round 2, Khabib takes him down, submits him. It was over. What a monster, Khabib. And then the one that I got wrong was I picked Cannonier to win by TKO round 1. He lost by decision and almost got finished. The one thing about Whitaker that was different than what I talked about was that there were no wild, loopy haymakers. Looks like his coaches watched tape on him, and they were like, "Yo, we need to fix this," and they did. Man, he was super technical, very measured on his approach. Like I said, no wild haymakers. And he almost knocked him out with that kick. But then Cannonier almost knocked him out round 3. And that would have been awesome, because that would have made me hit the entire event perfect. But that's it about that. Amazing event. Best one of the year for me as far as results so far, because the year started kind of bad for me. All right, now Silva versus Uriah Hall. So I have Uriah Hall by KO or TKO round 2. I don't even think this fight's going to be competitive. Anderson Silva is 45 years old. He hasn't fought in a year and a half. And that was the fight that Cannonier messed up his knee. If you look at your Hall is on a 2-fight win streak. And the one before that, I just want to. The one before that, the last time Uriah Hall lost was against Paulo Costa. But if you actually watch that fight where he lost, I think it was round 2, he actually put up a really good fight against Costa. It's not like Costa went in there and steamrolled through him. Like, if you actually go and watch that fight, Costa was going hard at him, like landing punches, being super aggressive, and Hall did very good despite the monster that Costa is. And eventually he got caught and finished, but Uriah Hall surprised me in that fight. I was surprised at how good he was able to take everything that Costa was throwing at him for a big part of that fight. I don't see Anderson Silva being able to output that kind of damage and pressure that Costa did. See, Anderson Silva, the last time he won, and I say that in air quotes, won, was Derek Brunson almost 4 years ago, 3 years and 8 months ago. But it was a fight that I thought Brunson won. I think I had it solid 29-28 for Brunson. So technically, the last time Anderson Silva won a fight, in my opinion, was Stephen Bonner almost 7 years ago. Silva's last two fight was versus Cannonier, where not only did he get he was getting completely outstriked, like that thing was not competitive, and then he messed up his knee. And before that, he lost that decision to Israel Adesanya. However, I will say, I am convinced that both Adesanya and Daniel Cormier, both of them took it easy on Silva, out of the respect, out of the name, like, this guy's a legend, this guy's 40-something years old. I'm not going to go there 100% and beat the crap out of him. I am convinced that Adesanya and Daniel Cormier did that. Like, they didn't go 100% out of respect for Silva. However, I'm not one to believe that people will throw fights, but this could be a fight where Uriah Hall is 36 years old, so he's not exactly a young kid. Anderson Silva is 45, and it's his last fight. He's retiring. To me, it's not too crazy to think that Silva's a multi-millionaire, we know that, could have said to Hall, yo, Hall, take a dive on this one, let me go out with the win. I don't know this, of course, but I would not be surprised if Hall takes a dive so that Silva can retire with the win, especially if Silva, again, being a multi-millionaire, pays him an amount of money. There's only been a few instances in the UFC where I thought of that as a possibility, and this is one of those fights where, like I said, it is not something that would shock me if Silva has arranged something so that he can go out on a win on his last fight ever. So, but I lean more towards no, so I'm picking Hall by TKO round 2. Then Bryce Mitchell versus Andrew Fili. I have a Mitchell by decision, but not super confident. I'm like 70-30 on this one. I feel it's the typical grappler versus striker fight, where I feel like every second that this fight stays on the feet, Fili's gonna be doing the damage or landing the better shots. And if Bryce Mitchell takes him down, he's gonna be able to control him. But it's gonna come down to, can Bryce Mitchell do it? Like, what if Fili manages to keep it standing? Because he trains with Team Alpha Male, which are known for being grapplers. However, when Fili fought Sodiq Yusuf, who is not a grappler, who is like a pure striker, he was able to take him down and control him. So I don't see how Bryce Mitchell wouldn't be able to do it. And even if he's not able to take him down, I feel like just the fact that him pressuring and pushing him against the cage could be, could be a boring fight where he just holds him against the cage trying to take him down, and the judges give him the round for that. But and I don't even think that Anders Fili's striking is that amazing, but I do think it's better than Bryce Mitchell. So Bryce Mitchell by decision, possibly submission, but I'm leaning towards a decision. Then Muradov versus Holland. I'm picking Holland by decision on this one as well. Muradov, even though he's looked good against Trevor Smith and Alessio Di Chirico, it's something that, even though there's fighters that has fought nobodies, they still look good. But then they end up surprised, like Jiri Prochaska, right? He was a guy that shocked me because he beat nobodies, and he comes in and finishes Volkan in the second round. I don't know what to think about Muradov, but I just don't think that his striking and or grappling are going to be enough to take Holland out, who has way more experience. He's a bigger guy, has never been finished. That's the thing. Kevin Holland has never been knocked out. I haven't even seen him rocked. And he ate huge punches to the face from Darren Stewart, Thiago Santos. So I don't think Muradov will be able to knock him out. But can he outpoint him? with technical striking, I see he has the skills, but at the same time, who has he beat? Nobody's. So, I'm gonna go with the more experienced guy. Well, not more experienced as far as names, which is Kevin Holland, and I think Holland gets that decision on this one. So we'll see what happens. Then Greg Hardy versus Maurice Greene. The last time Maurice Greene fought, I remember I made a comment on my video that I was going to remember that for next time he fought, and the time has come for him to fight. So he beat Jan Vellante, I think. Let me see. I know it was round 3, very late round 3. 3 minutes and 44 seconds of round 3. However, a fight that he was losing to Jan Vellante, a guy that was coming down from, I think, light heavyweight. I know it was light heavyweight, but I think he had also fought middleweight. Maybe I'm wrong, but for sure light heavyweight. A guy that is super slow, that I even compared him one time, I remember, as slow as Sam Alvey. And Maurice Greene, being a heavyweight and a lot bigger, was losing to Jan Vellante. And that submission was one of the weirdest submissions that I ever seen. I think it was more of a Jan Vellante was exhausted. Yeah, like if you look at the submission, it's actually called modified choke from the bottom. That's how he won against Vellante. Like, Vellante was on top, and somehow Maurice Greene submitted him. This is gonna end up. Maurice Greene is not a submission artist or nothing. I think Vellante was just fully exhausted and tapped out, but Vellante was doing better in the stand-up department. Now he's fighting Greg Hardy, who I think this is gonna be. I think they're doing this fight to put Greg Hardy again in the highlight column. So I have Greg Hardy by knockout round 1. Like I said, after I saw what Maurice Greene was losing to Jan Vellante, I lost all respect for him as a fighter. Like, come on, dude, you don't let Vellante be beating you in the striking department. Then Bobby Greene versus Thiago Moises. I'm picking the opposite here. I'm picking Moises to win by submission round 2. I have seen Greene get out-grappled, especially against Clay Guida. He got taken down 4 or 5 times. Moises takes you down. If you see Moises' last fight versus Michael Johnson, so he tried to take him down all round 1. He was not able to. Round 2, he goes in there, shoots for the takedown, and submits him 5 seconds into it. I think Greene is the better striker, but I don't think he's a bit better striker than Michael Johnson. I don't think he's faster or anything. So I think it's going to be a fight where Greene is going to be on the defensive side of it, not trying to get taken down. But I think eventually Moises is going to take him down and submit him. So Moises by submission round 2. However, I'm not super confident on this one. Greene could very well pull that decision. And then Hernandez versus Gruetzemacher. I have Hernandez KO or TKO round 1. If you see Gruetzemacher's last fight, it was 2.5 years ago against Joe Lozon. He was actually losing that fight until Lozon gassed 3.5 minutes into the first round. And then he became a literal punching bag where Chris was just landing punch, kicks, whatever he wanted at will. Eventually, the fight got stopped at the end of round 2. But like I said, he was actually getting beat in that fight until he gassed. And Hernandez last fight, he lost to Drew Dober. But if you actually watch that fight, it's not like, running out of time here, it's not like he got steamrolled. I think he actually won round 1, or it was actually very close round. And then round 2, he didn't get dropped. He didn't get knocked out cold. He was actually eating too many shots. So the referee stopped the fight on the stand-up. But like I said, he didn't get destroyed. So yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm running out of time. So Hall by TKO round 2, Mitchell by decision, Holland by decision, Hardy KO TKO round 1, Moises by submission, Hernandez KO TKO round 1. All right, guys, have a good one.